continue with yesterday. Actually, yesterday I think that logical Venn diagram, of course it is Venn diagrams. Logical Venn diagrams actually deals with no numbers. Actually, we don't be having any numbers. Obviously, that we say logical Venn diagrams. And yesterday we discussed Venn diagrams. If some information is given in any some complicated manner, then how we answer this question we have seen in Venn diagrammatic expressions. Students, I think that so I hope that you get the point right. And if you find any difficulty, please let me know. Otherwise, I will move on to the next question. Yes, students. So yesterday we discussed these questions actually. I hope that and you are getting the point right. So the one important point you must understand, students. So it is not the number of questions we do. It is only the quality and how good and how what I can tell you, how holistically we are learning the point without making any mistake. Because the same questions will definitely never come in your examination. Same questions will not be, you can't see. Definitely we see different kinds of questions, but whenever we see a different kind of question, we should be in a position to handle. I hope that yes. So yesterday we discussed these questions without any confusion. I hope that you are also get the point right. So let me continue with that. So question number 1, yes, we did it. I think there is no mistake. So comfortably you could able to handle this. And this is question number 2, and I could see that you didn't make any mistake. You did it well. And question number 3, students, if there is any confusion in this particular question, probably you must have had some confusion. If 2 persons can speak language, if 2 persons can speak language. Student, I just want to make some changes in this question. If I just want to make some changes and just let us see how good you could able to answer this question. Okay, come on, here we go. So because you are already comfortable in Venn diagrams, probably even with a small mistake and a small corrections, I hope that yes, you will definitely able to handle this question without any confusion. I just want to make some changes in the question. A very simple change, my dear students. If in place of if 2 persons can speak 2 languages, if I say that if 2 persons can speak only 2 languages. Come on, student, please make it right. If this is the question, then what is going to be your answer? If I say that if only 2 languages, if 2 persons can speak only 2 languages, then what would be your answer for the same question? Please respond. Come on, student, please respond. Yeah, very good morning, students. Very good morning. Yes, I think you are getting the point right. Yeah, please do answer my question. If I give you this, if I make a simple change in this question, then how do you answer this? Come on, make it fast. I strongly believe that you the people are able to get the point right. So therefore, even with a small changes in the question, there won't be any confusion. Come on, go ahead. Come on, student, yes. Let me see how you will respond to this question. Because they are already good at answering this kind of questions, probably a little bit of change would not make any disturbance. For sure, you will definitely able to answer. Yes, student, what is your answer, man? Okay, very good. Yeah, I did not get too many answers. Only 1 person responded so far. What about the other people, man? Come on. Somebody says 22, somebody says 24. Okay. So I think you are very close to the answer, but not exact. Please make it right. Come on, student. Yes. Not many people are responding, man. Not many people are responding. Very good. Yeah. Okay, student. Now please look at the question. Here we go. So student, if this is the question, then how we, so actually In a group of persons traveling in a bus, right. So actually we have three people to handle with. One is French and another one is Spanish and of course another one is English. This is French, this is Spanish and this is English. Come on student. So how do you start your question, man? Obviously you start with this information, one person speak all the three languages. So that is obviously very convenient information to start with and after that only we go ahead. Okay, that you have already taken. Now come on student, here we go. Now the next information, if two persons can speak only two languages, it is only given that two persons can speak only two languages. The problem is this is the people who speak only two languages and this area of the people speak only two languages, obviously this one. But the problem is we are not given which two languages, which mean to say that we get three different chances. But the problem is we should be able to get only one answer even after handling all the three chances. If that is not the case, your answer is going to be can't say. So let me check it out, whether we are going to get the same answer or not. For example, if I take the two over here, come on student, now please go ahead man. So 6 persons can speak French, 6 persons can speak French. So student, already we have 3, therefore we take the remaining 3. Come on. 15 can speak Spanish. Out of 15, 3 are already there. We can take the remaining 12. And 6 can speak English. So we have to take 5. I hope you understand this. 3 plus 2 plus 12, that is 5, 17, 18, 18 plus 5. Come on student. 5, 6, 18, 18 plus 5, 23. Your answer should have been 23, but this is one of the chance. Let me take another chance and let me justify whether this is going to be the same answer or we are going to get any different answer. Come on student, here we go. Come on. This is French, this is Spanish and this is English and one person can speak all the three languages, obviously that should be taken over there. So 2 persons can speak only 2 languages, that particular 2 I have taken here. Come on student, French, how many actually? 6, 3 is already there, therefore the remaining 3. Spanish, actually Spanish is 15, 1 is already there, therefore 14. And English is 6, out of 6, 3 already there, therefore 3. Come on student, 3, 17, 19, 20, 23, once again we get 23 and let me check it out with the last option for your information man. So actually we got 3 different options and let me verify whether it is going to be the same or any other answer we are going to get. 1, all the 3 languages. 2, only 2. This time let me take 2 Spanish and English. Now let me confirm whether I am going to get the same answer or any different answer. Let me check it out. French, actually we have 6 people, 1 is already there, so another 5. Spanish 15, out of 15, 3 already there, therefore 12. English 6, 3 already there, therefore 3. Come on student, 5 plus 12, 17, 18, 20, 23. Interestingly man, and out of the many chances, of course, we are getting the same answer. Hence, your answer must be 23. I hope you understand man. Very well done. Yeah, that's a very good thing. Yeah, yesterday, yes students, yesterday it was not only 2 languages. Student, have you seen that I have just made some correction in this question? Are you not following that one? Yesterday our answer was 24 when the same question is given, but here I just make some changes in the question. You are not getting the point man. What is the change? Yes, only 2 languages. Instead of 2 languages, if it is given only 2 languages, your answer would have been 23. I hope you understand student. Get my point? Yeah, somebody said that sir yesterday you said 24. Yes, it was correct yesterday because at the time the question was that, but I just make some changes in the question. You got the point. Yeah. Very good man, very good. I really appreciate that. Yes, 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 student. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, 24. 24 was correct. Yes, somebody asked me, sir, yesterday you said 24. Exactly. Yesterday it was 24 because it was only two papers. Yes, student, anything you want to ask me, man? Oh, okay, student, again, yes, yes, I get the point, I get the point, I get the point. Okay, you understood? Okay, very good, student. Student said, yes, I understood the point. Very good, very good, very good. So, yes, I think now you are comfortable. Okay, students? Counting triangles, sure, man, sure. If we find time, definitely we discuss. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's very good, that's very good. Wonderful, wonderful. That is how you should be because yesterday, yes, somebody asked me, sir, yesterday you said 24, today 23. That's a very valid question you put me, man. Because have you seen that yesterday it was two subjects, two languages, only two languages. You understand that? Okay, very good, very good. So that is really encouraging. That's what actually I require from you. Yeah. Students, yesterday we already discussed this question without any confusion. So let me move on to next question. Right, student. So this question is basing on just common sense. Please read the question, have some idea because you know that this question doesn't require any mathematics. It requires only your common sense. Please answer this question. Use your common sense. Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some of you are asking me some topics, man. So certainly, if we find time, we will definitely discuss. We have some questions to deal in common sense reasoning. This topic come under common sense reasoning, or somebody says quantitative reasoning. After this, if we find time, because I hope that your college is going to be opened very soon. If we find time, definitely we discuss whatever the topics you are asking me. Sure, why not? Come on, student, please read the question. Yeah, 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 yeah. Very good morning, man. Very good morning to all of you. Right. Come on, student. Please look at the question. Two persons A and B are running on a circular track. Two persons A and B are running on a circular track. Two persons A and B are running on a circular track. At the start, B is ahead of A. At the start, B is ahead of A. This is the point you must understand that. And their positions make an angle of 30 degrees at the center of the circle. When A reaches the point diametrically opposite to his starting point, he meets B. What is the ratio of the speeds of A and B if they are running with uniform speeds? Student, don't be under impression this is math. No, this is not mathematics. This is absolutely common sense. So you don't require to be a math student to answer this question. You can easily answer. Come on, try. Come on, give it a try, man. When your college opens, oh my God, yes, you're so enthusiastic, huh? Yeah, very soon, very soon, man. Very soon your college is going to be opened. Students, I just want to give some hint, some hints to answer this question. Just listen to me. I just want to explain some of the words. Probably you may not be having any idea about that. Just look at that. Here we go. Student, when we look at the circle, man, when we look at the circle, and obviously circle should be uniformly divided into 360 degrees. That you know very well because the entire circle is divided into 360 degrees. So you can understand that point. Another point, so when a circle is given to you, man, when a circle is given to you, if this is the point, starting point, This point is said to be diametrically opposite. This point is said to be diametrically opposite. So, what is diametrical opposite? The point is diametrically opposite. Okay? I hope you understand that. Right, student? Now the question is open to you. Let me see how you answer this question. This is a beautiful question. Please put your brain. Please put your brain. Yeah, students, I hope that the question is clear to you. The only thing I need to get answer from your side. Two persons A and B are running on a circular track. At the start, B is ahead of A and their positions make an angle of 30 degrees at the center of the circle. Who is ahead of A, man? B is ahead of A. Another clue I just want to give you, man. Another clue I just want to give you. For example, let us assume that this is the starting point. You can understand that B is ahead of A. Let us assume that they are running in clockwise direction. You can take it granted that at the start, B is ahead of A. Come on, what you are waiting? Come on, please go ahead. Yeah. Okay, student, let us assume that this question is, this is question number 5. Come on, go ahead. If this is question number 5, then what is going to be your answer? Question number 5, yeah. I did not get any answer so far. Somebody says, but sorry student, your answer is not right, man. Oh my God, somebody responded already. Yeah, very good man, very good. Very well done. Okay, student. Okay. Are we done? Shall I explain to you? Anybody is trying still? Anyone is trying still? Come on. If you are trying, it's a good thing. Yeah. Okay, student. Okay. Okay, man. Okay. Right, student. Let me explain this question. Okay, please stop. Just look at how beautifully we are going to handle this question. How beautifully, how neatly we are actually about to handle. Just look at this. Look at this, man. Student, the point in this question is at the beginning. So let me divide the entire circle into. The entire circle into 12 parts. You can ask me, sir, why you are dividing that? Yeah, you can see that. This is why I just want to mention. Student, yeah, just look at this. Look at this, man. So let us assume that, yeah, this is the circle and I am going to divide the circle into 12 parts. 1, this is diametrically opposite. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is starting, man. This is diametrically opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Come on, student. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. For your kind information, every one part is 30 degrees apart. That is the reason why I have divided the circle into 12 parts. Student, I hope you understand this. Am I clear to you, man? Please answer. Am I clear to you at the moment? Why did I divide it into 12 parts? Am I clear to you? Sure, I will explain. First, you please answer one by one, man. Are you clear why I divided into 12 parts? Please respond yes or no. You understand why I divided into 12 parts? Yeah, very good. Sure, students. Yes, you are asking me to explain some topics. If we find time, we will definitely discuss. No problem. You please respond, man. Please respond. Yes or no? Yes? Are you clear? Very good, very good. Okay, man. Okay, okay. Let us assume that this is the starting point, this is the starting point, and this is diametrically opposite. Okay, man. At the start, E is ahead, man. B is ahead of A. Therefore, this is starting point, and at the starting point, A is here and B is here. Am I clear to you? Right? I hope you understand this. Now listen to me, man. Listen to me, listen to me. So this is what you call diametrically opposite. This is diametrical opposite. So they are moving in clockwise direction. Let me suppose that by the time B covers 5 parts, by the time B covers 5 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by the time B covers 5 points, come on student, A covers 6 points because A and B meet at the same place. By the time B covers 5 points, you can see that A covers 6 points. How do you know that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But B covers 2, 3, 4, 5, and hence we can conclude that their speeds are in the ratio 6:5. Even though B is ahead, for example student, you the students are ahead of me, in the initial stage you were ahead of me, but what actually happens, you and me meet at the same point, which mean to say that by the time you covers 5 parts, I covered 6 points. Hence, my speed and your speed should be in the ratio 6:5. What, man? Are we clear? Yes or no? I hope you understand this. Therefore, your answer should be 6:5. That is your answer. Students, am I clear to you? Yeah, somebody asked me to explain this question again. Okay, but why the same question again? We discuss a different question in a different way. Shall we? Okay. Let me discuss this question in a different angle. Let us see how you answer this question. Come on, here we go. Come on, student. Okay, man. Okay, man. I just want to make some changes in the question. And in place of 30 degrees, come on, student, if I give you 60 degrees, in place of 30 degrees, if I give you 60 degrees, then how your answer is going to be? Okay? Let us see how your answer is going to be. Come on, student. If that is the case, actually B is ahead of A, and their positions make an angle of 60 degrees at the center of the circle. At an angle of 60 degrees, B is ahead of A. B is ahead. You must understand that. Come on, student. Here we go. Right. If this is the question, I just you see what I am going to do, I want to divide the circle into 6 parts. I want to divide the circle into 6 parts. I hope you understand this. I want to divide the circle into 6 points. Let me suppose this is the starting point and this is diametrically opposite. Come on, student. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope you understand this. The reason of dividing into 6 parts is because we have to make an angle of 60 degrees. Okay. Come on, student. Who is ahead at the beginning? B is ahead of A at the start. You can understand that B is ahead at an angle of 60 degrees. 60 degrees means one part. 60, 60, 120, 180, 240, 300, 360. You understand, man? You understand? You understand why I divided into 6 parts? This is the beauty of the question. Come on. At the beginning, actually, B is ahead of A. Right. Now they should come to this point. This is diametrically opposite. Come on, student. Now just listen. Now just listen. By the time B covers 2 parts, Come on, come on, come on. A covers three parts because they are moving in the same direction. But the reason is A covers more. Which I mean to say that even though B is ahead of A, but we could see that A and B reach at the same time. So the advantage B is ahead of A is completely ruled out because A happens to be faster than B. What, ma'am? I hope you understand the point. Yeah, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Very good, very good. Therefore, your answer should be 3:2. Very good, very good, very good. Very well done, very well done. See, man, there is no limit for aptitude, man. Whatever the number of questions we discuss, still there are many questions to discuss. But only thing is we need to be very careful while answering the question. We should be able to apply the logic quickly at a very quick fashion. No? That's very important. Yes, students, am I clear to you, man? Very good, very good, very good. Okay, students, so let me come to the next one. Here we go. So I just want to give you one question to you. Let us see how you answer this question. Let me check it out. Okay. Are you ready? I just want to give some question to you. Let us assume. Student, in place of 30 degrees, if we have 20 degrees, then tell me what is going to be your answer. Quick. 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 See how interesting the questions becomes, you know. More we do, more we can do. That is the speciality in test of reasoning. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Somebody already responded. Wonderful student, really appreciate. 9:2, 9:2. Come on, come on, quick, quick, quick. Even though B is ahead, yeah. Quick, 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 quick. Wonderful student. I really appreciate that. If that is the case, what you do, you know, 360 should be divided into, come on student, 18 parts. 360 should be divided into 18 parts, which means to say that the total circle we need to divide into 18 parts, isn't it? This is starting point, this is diametrically opposite. Come on student, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Of course, we get another 9 over here. Remember, B is ahead of A. This you must be able to understand that, isn't it? This is diametrically opposite point. Come on, student. Now we are about to finish off just in one go. By the time B covers 8 parts, you can see that A covers 9 parts because they happen to be meeting diametrically opposite. Both A and B actually meet at the same time, diametrically opposite. By the time B covers 8 parts, A is able to cover 9 parts. Hence, 9:8. Very good student. Very good, very good. So from the responses, I can take it granted that yes, we are going extremely strong. So I could see that, yeah, it seemed to be very, very comfortable. Okay, students. So this is about common sense reasoning. So still we have so many questions to handle, man. Yeah, student. Now, actually today we are about to continue our session for another 30 minutes. So which means to say that we will be taking the class. I will be taking the class up to 9:20. Okay. So we take a break for 5 minutes, man, and we come back quickly and we discuss another concept. Okay. Just 5 minutes. Yes, student? Yeah. Actually, yes, student, somebody, yeah, just I want to give a mention. I just want to mention to you. Some of you are asking me different reference book students. Yeah, this is different reference books I want to give you. Yeah. Many times, so every time students are asking me, sir, what books we need to refer to develop our aptitude. Student, to develop aptitude, it is not the number of books you refer. It is one or two books, one book or two books are very much sufficient, but the only thing is you should be able to answer that book without leaving any question. That is more important. Okay. So I would suggest to take R.S. Agarwal because that is most authentic material available. R.S. Agarwal test of reasoning is enough, man. R.S. Agarwal is okay. This you will get in the heading of test of reasoning. That is enough actually. I don't prefer too many books actually. I don't prefer too many books for aptitude. It is not the number of books. It is enough to have one book and you can answer. And if you still want to work on online, if you want to get the questions from online, so we have a very interesting indiabix.com. That is a free site and you can straight away go to the site and get the material. They don't charge you more. But actually, as far as our target portal is concerned, we have too many questions. We have covered so many questions. Enough, actually our material is more than enough. You need not refer any other material. But still, if you want to refer other materials, if you want any book, that is R.S. Agarwal. If you want online, it is indiabix.com. There are many materials, but I suggest this is most appropriate and they suggest very authentic material. Okay? Yeah, this is because some of you are asking me repeatedly, sir, what books we have to refer for that. Yeah, arithmetic also R.S. Agarwal. Arithmetic also R.S. Agarwal. Even for arithmetic, you take the same material. Even for arithmetic, you take R.S. Agarwal. Because that is very genuine material available. It is an Eschand publication. It is Eschand publication. Okay, man? So even for arithmetic, you can refer that book and but I suggest you not to refer many books. I suggest you not to refer many books. What happens, if you refer many books, you may not be able to get the perfection. One book is enough to get the perfection. Instead of referring many materials, in one book is enough. I hope you understand. Okay, man? Right. Students, so just we take a break for 5 minutes. Just have to change the slide. And meanwhile, you have some cup of tea and we'll be back exactly in 5 minutes. We'll be back. Arun Sharma, no. Arun Sharma is actually good at arithmetic, not reasoning. Arun Sharma is actually arithmetic man. Arun Sharma is an excellent book, but that is too high standard. I don't suggest for you because if you are in the beginning, Arun Sharma material is not suggestible. It is high standard. Okay, right. Okay, man. So just we take a break for 5 minutes. We'll be back. Yeah, students? Right. So, we continue with some other questions. Okay, you can go for Arun Sharma, man. If you are interested, you can go for Arun Sharma, but Arun Sharma is actually a little high standard. Okay, right. Now we come to the point. So we are discussing common sense reasoning. So let me discuss some more questions. Let me give you some more questions. Here we go. Students, this is the question. Please answer this question, man. I just want to get your answer. First, if I get your answer, then I will be able to understand whether how good you are able to answer this question. Come on, go ahead. Let me suppose that this is question number 1. So, come on, give your answer. Yes, students, I am waiting for your answer, man. Come on, student, yes. Yeah, this is for revision actually. Many of you are not actually present on the day. Yeah, almost I have completed all the questions, but again I am coming. No, you don't require to name any number. You can simply call it as common sense. There won't be any simple common sense. It doesn't require any mathematics or something else. Yes, student. This way we can say that this is common sense reasoning. Yes. Right. Okay, man, I think yes, okay, very fine. 7 poles A, B, C, D are put in such a way that the distance between the next two decreases by 1 meter. The distance between the first two poles A and B is 10 meters. For example, my dear students, if you want to place 3 poles or something like that, you get 2 segments. If there are 3 poles, you will be getting 3 segments, 2 segments. Between every 2 poles, there is 1 segment, you know that. Okay, man? And for example, if I give you 4 poles, man, if I give you 4 poles, you can understand that we have 3 segments. We have 3 segments, isn't it? And obviously, if we have 7 poles, man, if we have 7 poles, and you can easily understand that there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 segments, 6 segments, that is the gaps. I hope you understand it. Okay, man? So, when 7 poles are arranged something like that, we will be getting 6 gaps. That is what we call as 6 segments. Okay, man? Therefore, for example, the distance between the first 2 poles is 10 meters. If it is 10 meters for the first 2 poles, and then it should be 9 for the remaining, for the next one, and then it is 8, then it is 7, then it is 6, I hope you understand this, then 5, and then it is 4. I hope you understand this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Of course, this 4 won't come because we got only 6 segments because we have 7 poles. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then 5. I hope you understand this. If you want, you can take it something like that. This is a pole A, this is pole B, 10 meters, and from B to C, obviously it is 9 meters, and C to D, obviously it is, yes, 8 meters, D to E, E to F, F to G. You can see this. Therefore, obviously we will be getting 6 different pieces. Okay, then 19, 27, 33, 39. That is your answer. I hope you understand, man. Therefore, my dear students, to answer this kind of question, we don't require too many complications. We can simply answer this question without any confusion. Simply 19, 27, 33, 39, and then we have 4. Therefore, your answer should have been 44 meters, but that option is not there. Hence, your answer is none of these. Okay, man? Exactly. Forty-five. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, man. 19, 27, 33, 39, 44. Should be 44, man. None of these. Student, I think you are getting the point right, because the point in this one you must understand that if there are yeah. Okay, students. Now we move on to next question. Here we go. Come on, student, please answer this question. Yes, same question. 7 poles A, B, C, D, E, F and G are put in such a way that the distance between the next two decreases by 1 meter. The distance between the first two poles A and B is 10 meters. If a monkey hops from pole G to pole C, then how much distance did it cover? How much distance did it cover? Come on, student. Yes, a simple diagram is enough for you to explain this question. Come on, student. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F and this is G. And of course, what actually are given is the distance between A and B is 10 and slowly it decreases by 1 meter, 8, 7, 6 and 5. It decreases by 1 meter. Actually what happened, the monkey hops from pole G to pole C. You understand that? So obviously you can understand how many meters it might have covered in this particular journey, man. 6 plus 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 7, 18, 18 plus 8, that is 26 meters. Therefore, question number 2, your answer must be 26 meters. Isn't it? Yeah, very good, very good, very good. Very good, student. Therefore, your answer must be 26 meters. Very well done, very well done. Yes, yes, at least you are getting the point right. You are able to get the point right. That is very important. Wonderful, wonderful. Come on, we move ahead. Come on, student, yes, please respond to this question, ma'am, basing on the same data, but of course, this time it is. Come on, go ahead. Come on, student, yes. Okay, what about this question? Come on, come. Please do respond. Let me have some answer from your side. Let me check it out, how good you are able to handle this, or else I will be able to explain you. Come on. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, man, if the authorities decided to remove one pole and place the remaining on equal distances among the poles, then each of the set of the poles would be dash meters apart. Each of the poles would be dash meters apart. Yes, man? Yes? No, 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 no. 7.5 is not correct, man. 7.5 is not correct. Authorities. Authorities means employees or officers. You can say officers. Authorities means officers. Very well done, very well done. Student, yes, one important point is, already we are actually discussing this question and we come to know that the distance between these particular distances is 45 meters. We already knew that point. 45 meters, no? Yeah, 45 meters. Students, what actually happened, you know, what actually happened, initially we used to have 7 poles, but one pole is decided to be removed. They decided to remove one pole. They want to remove one pole, which means to say that they will be left with only 6 poles. Student, what does that mean? 6 poles. 6 poles mean how many segments we get? 5 segments. You see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, 6 poles mean 5 segments, and hence, yeah, because we have 6 poles, therefore 5 segments. The distance earlier we already knew that it was 45, and 45 should be divided by 5, hence the distance between should be 9 meters. Yeah. Yes, students? Yeah, but why you saying none of this, man? 9 meters is the correct answer, no? The distance should be 45 meters. Sorry, I think I said 44. No, no, it should be 45. I think there is a simple, a small correction. Yeah. Yo, you are asking me to explain this question again? Sure, sure, sure. I will explain you. Yeah, student, yeah. Actually, the very first question is, the very initial question is, the distance between the first two places was 10, and then it was 9, it was 8, then 7, 6, and then it was 5. Isn't it? Because you remember A, B, C, D, E, F and G, and what actually the information you are given? The first distance is actually 10 and it slowly decreases by 1. It is actually given something like that. Okay, man? Therefore, now we are adding up all the distances. 9, 10, 19, 19 plus 8, 27, 27, 34, 34, 40, 45. This is the distance actually. Okay. The same 45 meters, we have to divide into 5 parts. You can ask me, sir, why 5 parts? The reason of 5 parts is, we have only 6 poles. 6 poles means obviously 5 parts, 5 segments. I think you understand. Okay. Please go ahead. Yes, student. So, because by the time you already have some idea, I want to put some question to you, man. Please note down the question. Please note down the question, because you people are seem to be comfortable in answering this kind of questions. Yeah. Okay, man? Yeah, very good, very good. So, once again you want me to explain? No problem, we discuss one more question with some more interesting points. Okay, here we go. Come on, student, please write down the question. 100 poles, 1 minute, 101 poles are arranged in such a way that the distance between adjacent poles continuously increases by 1 meter. Okay? If the initial distance is 1 meter, find the total distance covered in arranging 101 poles. Come on, students. Because I could see that you are getting the point right. Therefore, let me give you one more interesting point so that how good you are able to answer this question. Come on, answer this question, man. Any one of you please respond. How many meters? Please respond. We have a total of 101 poles. We have a total of 101 poles. They are being adjusted something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, something like. Go ahead, go ahead. Come on, student, please. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, wonderful student. Excellent, excellent. Somebody responded very well. Who is this? Sri Lasya. Very good student. Very good. Excellent, excellent. Congratulations. It is very impressive to see that you are doing very, very good. Yeah, good, 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 good. No, student, please think once again, think once again. Remember, do understand that the distance between, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, this is a beautiful question, man, but still you can easily answer this question by using your common sense. See. Now, actually the initial distance was 1 meters, then again 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters. You can see that it is increases by 1 meter continuously. The distance between every adjacent poles is increases by 1 meter. So, what actually the question is all about, student, for your information, this is pole number 1, this is pole number 2. The initial distance was actually 1 meter, and then again it is going to be 2 meters, because you can see that it increases by 1 meter. Initial distance is 1 meter. You must understand that the initial distance given is 1 meter, and then it is 3 meters, and then it is 4 meters. Like that we are getting infinite number of times. You understand that? Student, for your kind information, how many poles are there, man? How many poles are there? We have 101 poles, which means to say that how many segments do we get? We get 100 segments. We get 100 segments. Starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. How many we get? We get 100. Student, do you understand why I said 100, man? You understand why did I said 100? Very good, very good, very good, student. It is very impressive to see that, yes, you are doing very well, very well. Student, do you understand what I mean by saying 100 segments? Because we have 101 poles, which means to say that we will be having 100 segments. First one is 1 meter, 2 meters, 3 meters, like that, 100 meters. Now, student, please listen to me. The first segment is 1 meter, second segment is 2 meters, 3 meters, Like that, the last segment is 100 meters. We have to add all these values. We have to add all these values to, because this is sum of the natural numbers, and sum of the first n natural numbers is given by the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, like that we have to add 100 numbers. But for your information, my dear students, this is the formula n into n plus 1 by 2. This is the sum of first 100 numbers. You know that in your school days also you have learned this. And hence your answer should be 100 into 101 by 2. And 2 gets cancelled by 50 times, 50 into 101. Therefore, your answer is, if you add all the values, you will be getting 50, 50. What, man? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. It is not 505, it is 5050. I hope you understand. Wonderful, wonderful. Student, am I clear to you, man? Am I clear to you? Please respond. Am I clear to you? You understand why we get this 50-50? Very interesting point in this question is, we should be able to get one important point, 101 poles, which means to say that 100 segments. 100 segments starting from 1 continuously increases by 1, 2, 3 up to 100, that is 1 to 100. Student, please respond, man. Am I clear to you? Please respond, yes or no. If you say yes, I will move on to next question. See how interestingly questions becomes, you know. Yes or no? Very good, very good, very good. Okay, people say yes. What about you? What about the other one? Am I clear? Right, students. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Yeah. So I think we can move ahead. Come on, student. Now we move on to next question. Please look at the question. Come on, student. Please answer this question, man. Please answer this question. If a clock takes 7 seconds to strike 7, how long will it take to strike 10? Very interesting. If you have analog clock in your home, obviously you can listen to this sound as well, isn't it? Come on, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah. Same thing. You see, student, to answer this question, you can make use of the concept we have been discussing for the last 20-30 minutes. You can make use of the same concept. Go ahead. Go ahead. No. This topic never comes under. This topic never comes under any sort of what you call any sort of topic. It is absolutely common sense. Absolutely common sense. You don't require any subject expertism to answer this question, man. Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Students, first of all, let me give you. Let us assume that there is a clock in your house. Okay, it is 1 o'clock. It is 1 o'clock. How many strikes? Only one strike. How much time? No time, because it was already strike. If it is 2 o'clock, how many strike? 2 strikes. 1. After very few seconds, 2. There is a gap. There is a gap. There is a gap. One gap. Okay. If the clock has to strike 3, come on. 1. There is a gap. 2. There is a gap. 3. How many gaps? 2 gaps. To strike 3, the clock takes 2 gaps. To strike 4, the clock takes 3 gaps. See. First strike, it does not take any time. Clock, it was struck. Then, after few seconds, 2, then 3. Oh, this is very interesting. Therefore, we can understand that if a clock takes 7 seconds to strike 7 seconds to strike 7, what does that mean, man? What does that mean? How many to strike 7? To strike 7, which means to say that how many gaps? 6 gaps. To cover 6 gaps, how many seconds does it take? 7 seconds. So what is your point? It has to strike 10, which means to say that how many segments? 9 segments. Therefore, tell me student, for 6 segments it took 7 seconds. For 9 segments, how much time does it take? 9 into 7 by 6. Therefore, your answer should have been 10.5 seconds. It is not 10 seconds, it is 10.5 seconds. Very interesting, very interesting. What you thought, man? What you thought? 7 seconds 7 times. Therefore, 10 strokes 10 seconds. That was the time you are expecting, man? That was the wrong expectation. Students, listen to me. A clock takes 7 seconds to strike 7. For example, if I say that if a clock takes 7 seconds to strike 7, if the clock has to strike only 1, how much time does it take? Obviously, it does not take any time. The reason is because it has to strike 7. 7 means, come on, tell me, 7 means 1, come on, 1, then there is a gap, 2, then there is a gap, because it has to take some gap, immediately it does not work. 1, you see, 2, in between there is a gap, 3, there is a gap, 4, you understand that? So, how many gaps do we have? 6 gaps. So, to cover 6 gaps, it took 7 seconds. To cover 9 gaps, how much time does it take? So, 9 into 7 by 6. Therefore, your answer should have been 10.5 seconds. Of course, that option is not given to you. What, man? Am I clear to you, students? Okay. If I am clear to you, so please answer this question. I want to make some changes in this question. Please answer. In place of 7 seconds, if I give you 12 seconds, what is going to be your answer? Come on, student, please respond. In place of 7 seconds, if I give you 12 seconds, what is going to be your answer? Please do respond. Somebody says voice is not coming. You have to check for your side, man. This is not my mistake. From our side, it seems to be all right. Okay, you please check your network connection. Wonderful. Yeah, that is the point. Yeah, student, why actually it takes 12 seconds, man? How the clock strikes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it won't strike like that. Then how? 1. After a little gap, 2, after a little gap, 3, you understand? Okay. So, 12 seconds is the time taken to cover 6 segments. For 6 segments, it takes 12 seconds. For 9 segments, it takes how much time? 9 into 12 by 6. Hence, your answer should be 18 seconds. You can ask me, sir, why you are getting 6? The reason is it strikes 7. To strike 7, there should be 6 segments. To strike 10, there should be 9 segments. Okay, ma'am? If for 6 segments the time is 12 seconds, then for 9 segments there should be, yeah, that is the point, that is the point. Therefore, your answer must be, yeah, 18. Very good, man, very good. Okay. So, let us move on to next question. I hope that we are clear. Student, are we clear about this question? Shall we discuss some more, or else I will go on to the next question. Please tell me, man. Are we clear? Yes or no? Please tell me. If you think we are clear, then I can move on to next one. Okay, somebody asked me to discuss this question again. No problem, student, we discuss, no problem. Here we go. Student, for example, in place of 7, you please take 8. Then what is going to be your answer? Some student asked me to explain this question again, therefore I am just trying to explain that again. Please respond. If this is the question, then what is going to be your answer? Tell me, student, how we answer this question? If a clock takes 7 seconds to strike 8, to strike 8, 8 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many gaps do we get? How many gaps do we get, man? 7 gaps. You understand that? Therefore, actually the time is taken only for the gaps. To strike, it doesn't take any time. Only for the gaps, it takes some time. You understand that? Therefore, to have a gap of 7, it took 7 seconds. Therefore, to strike 10 means it has to cover 9 gaps. Therefore, your answer must be 9 seconds. You understand how did we get 7? Because the reason is it is given 8. To strike 8, there should be 7 segments. To strike 10, there should be 9 segments. For 7 segments, 7 seconds, 9 segments, 9 seconds. Okay? Yes, very good. Come on, student, we move on to next question, man. Here we go. Please look at the question. In a family, each daughter has the same number of brothers as she has sisters. In a family, this is a little logical question, man. It is a little logical question, but still we can easily answer this question. Yeah. In a family, each daughter has the same number of brothers as she has sisters. And each son has twice as many sisters as he has brothers. How many sons are there in the family? So that is the question. You have to answer how many sons and how many daughters. Students, how we start this question, man? In the family, each daughter has the same number of brothers as she has sisters. Let me suppose that. Same number of brothers as she has sisters. Sisters and sons. Students, please listen to me. I am talking about the sons and then daughters. Okay, man? Daughters. Come on. So, how to justify? Each daughter has same number of brothers as she has sisters. For example, let us assume there are 3 daughters and 2 sons. There are 3 daughters and 2 sons. Let me suppose that let the daughters be A, B and C, and let the sons be X and Y. Okay, man? Okay? Yeah. If you ask any of the daughter what she says, if you ask C what she says, C says that I have two sisters and two brothers. Am I clear to you? C says I have two sisters and two brothers. Am I clear to you? Please respond. Am I clear to you? Yes or no? If this particular example is taken, am I clear to you, man? Yes or no? Please respond. If you ask C what she says, C says that I have two sisters and two brothers, because each daughter has the same number of brothers as she has sisters. Same number of brothers as she has sisters. This is absolutely correct. But the problem is, if each son has twice as many sisters as he has brothers, so this second condition seems to be completely defeating. If to satisfy that condition, probably we require some more information. How? Here we go. Sons and then daughters. Okay, ma'am? To justify the condition, there should be 3 sons and 4 daughters. Let me suppose the sons are X, Y and Z. And the daughters are A, B, C and D. Come on, student. If you ask any one son, if you ask X how we respond, what he says that I have 2 brothers. X says I have 2 brothers and 4 sisters. Hence, my brothers and sisters are in what ratio? 1:2. Listen, each son has twice as many sisters as he has brothers. 2 brothers, 4 sisters. So the ratio is 1:2. If you ask any of the daughter how he says, daughter says, D says, I have 3 brothers, 3 sisters. Therefore, same number of brothers and sisters. To satisfy this condition, the number of sons must be 3. I know that you are not getting the point right. I understand, student. Yes, I understand that you are not getting the point clear. No problem, student. We discuss this question again. Of course, for today, the time is all over, and definitely we discuss the same question, and I give you some more examples to make it clear to you. Okay? Thank you, student. So, have some water. So, the next class is going to be started. Right? Take care.